be time to give up. But as we know, they're not going to give up anytime soon since they do have money to burn. In fact, they literally ran an ad that called Donald Trump out during the game that he attended.
Vice President Harris is now pushing former President Trump for another debate.
Yeah, good evening to you, Nancy. Former President Trump is attending an SEC rematch tonight between Alabama and Georgia, but the Harris campaign is challenging the former president to a debate rematch with a new ad and a banner that's set to air above the stadium here, claiming that he's punting on a second debate.
Tailgating in Tuscaloosa. Football faithful sported Alabama crimson and Georgia bulldog red, ready for the primetime game and former President Donald Trump.
I think he's great. I think he's fantastic. I think the country needs him.
It's a good thing. I just hope he's safe.
But the former president was also greeted by this new ad from Vice President Kamala Harris.
Champions know it's anytime, any place. But losers, they whine and waffle.
Egging Trump on for another debate.
If you got something to say it to my face.
The former president in Wisconsin earlier ignored the latest challenge, but continued to hammer Harris on immigration after her trip to the southern border in Arizona Friday.
Kamala Harris can never be forgiven for her erasing our border, and she must never be allowed to become president of the United States.
The Harris campaign initially wanted to hire a plane with a banner that would fly over the Bryant-Denny Stadium. It was set to have the message, "Trump's punting on second debate." Now you gotta wonder, guys, Israel's already in a war with Hamas. Why start a new one and engage in a war on two fronts? Unless someone told them to. Maybe someone in the White House who needed a distraction threatened Netanyahu that if he doesn't do this, they're gonna go ahead and pull US funding from Israel. Just something to think about, you guys, you know what I'm saying? Now, I doubt that they're going to be putting American soldiers anywhere near this mess, especially now with the US participation in foreign matters being such a hot button issue in the elections. You know what I mean? Plus, we don't need our soldiers back home here in America to go after the drug cartels and gangs that have taken over their cities. We should definitely protect and defend America first. Now, starting with our own former president, Donald Trump, don't believe what the mainstream media and Secret Service are saying. Our former commander-in-chief is still in danger. As long as he's going up against the current administration, we have to keep an eye on him. There have already been 2 assassination attempts, technically maybe 3 or 4 if you count all of these little odd incidents, but there have been 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump's life, and with this race in his favor, I doubt that this will be the last. In fact, far-right Representative Matt Gaetz, he recently claimed that at least 5 known assassin teams are hunting former President Donald Trump. According to Gaetz' statement posted on his congressional website, we do not have enough force protection to support President Trump that we ought to have, given the threat environment. The congressman cited the times when resources have been pulled off the Trump detail for the Jill Biden detail or for the John Bolton detail. So he said that they're going to question whether or not that was sound, given what they knew about the efforts to kill Trump. Now, this next part is where it gets really hair-raising, guys. So Matt Gaetz, he claimed to have obtained the knowledge of the Trump assassination teams from a senior Department of Homeland Security official. He said 2 of the teams are domestic, but 3 are operated internationally. He mentioned Iranians, Ukraine, and Pakistan, and that he believes there is insufficient scrutiny to stop the assassination teams from operating out in the open. I mean, just look at the second mess up that they did with Trump gunman Ryan Ruth. Prosecutors say that Ruth was in the area of Trump's golf course and the former president's Mar-a-Lago residence across multiple days in the month before that he was arrested, and had a Google search of how to travel from Florida to Mexico in in one of his phones. You know what else he had? He had handwritten dates and venues where Donald Trump has or was expected to appear in the lead up to the 2024 presidential election. Now, the question is, how in the heck did he get this schedule, guys? Now, let me tell you, the rabbit hole just goes on and on and on. Prosecutors wrote that Ruth had traveled to West Palm Beach from North Carolina on August 14th. Cell phone records show him near Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence and the golf course multiple days and times between August 18th and September 15th, the day that he was arrested. While searching Ruth's car, agents found 6 cell phones, one of which included a Google search for how to travel from Palm Beach County to Mexico. The agents also found 12 pairs of gloves, a Hawaii driver's license in the defendant's name, passport in the defendant's name. And did you guys see where this guy's been? His recent background included a stint in the Ukraine where he failed getting recruited to fight Russia. One of the people that met him there was that nurse in the video that described him as a ticking time bomb.
He taught in China from 89 to 90. He visited the country 30 times. He got married on the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre. He honeymooned in China. And to your point, he promoted Chinese communism as a teacher to his American students. So I think what this does, Governor, is it begs the question, is Tim Walz a national security risk?
Absolutely. I'm 100% convinced he's a national security risk. This man wants America to grow up and be more like China, which is the exact opposite of what our leaders should be doing. I have spent all of my time fighting China, and for 30 years I've been working in policy on protecting our food supply, and we've seen China not only manipulate our currency, steal our IP, treat us unfairly in trade agreements. They've also spied on us. They've come in and they're taking and buying our land. I have banned them purchasing land and doing state contracts in South Dakota. The rest of the country needs to realize and wake up that we do not want a leader like Tim Walz and Kamala Harris in the White House because of how they would undermine our national security. It's a big concern, and I hope we start talking about it a little bit more, that you have to have people in the White House that truly want to protect us, protect our republic, and fight socialism, fight Marxism, fight communism. That's not Tim Walz.
You're not going to want to miss how Kamala Harris responded to this, so make sure you guys watch one of my previous videos where I go over all the details. Now, as always, appreciate you guys hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. We'll see you guys next time.